Good crowd on hand for the Oakland Athletics. Angels game 1 of this 3-game series between two American League West rivals. Time now for our Toyota batting order for the Angels. Sean Figgins to lead it off, then Ibar, Vlad Guerrero, Torrey Hunter, Howie Kendrick, Gary Matthews Jr. and Juan Rivera making back-to-back starts. Went 2 for 4 yesterday and scored the only run in the ball game. Casey Kochman goes 8 and Mike Napoli 9. Casey batting 8th because there's a lefty on the mound, Greg Smith, 6'2" left-hander out of Alexandria, Louisiana.
Okay, now Smith, he's been struggling a little bit here as the second half begins. He struggled with his command. He's left a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate, and he's elevating them, which is not by design. He's not overpowering. Okay, his fastball is going to reach 90. He's got a curve, slider, and a changeup, so he has the 4 basic pitches. Now the Angels, they're 15-4 against left-handed starters this year, and so that's in their favor. They beat him twice this year.
And he tests Sean Figgins upstairs, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. As a matter of fact, Rex, he has not beaten an American League West team. He's 0-3 with an ERA over 5. And Figgins to right field. Ryan Sweeney hauls it down, and 1 out.
All right, defending for the Oakland A's. They are 7th in the league in fielding. Mark Ellis, he's outstanding. He was great in 06. He's good this year. He's very steady, makes all the plays, and will be a free agent at the end of the year, by the way. Barton at first base, he's struggled. This is his first year playing first base. He's been tough. Hanahan's been good at third. Crosby and Ellis make up a real nice double play combination.
Smith now to face Eric Ibar. Ball 1. Ibar back and played very well on the road trip, hitting .303. And that was after he injured his right pinky and was shut down for almost a month after he had dislocated it on that artificial surface in Toronto. He's trying to make a spectacular play, and his right hand got caught in the turf. The 2-0 in there, 2-1.
He'll throw his slider's more like a little cutter, so it doesn't have a lot of movement to it. He's going to use his changeup effectively, but his fastball is suspect and can be hit.
Good discipline by Eric Ibar, because the Angels did not show much discipline offensively against the Dodgers. They were swinging and missing at balls in the dirt throughout that series, and they struck out 53 times and walked only 9 over the last week. And there is a base on balls issued by Greg Smith. But as you know about Smith, Ibar better watch himself at first base.
That's right. Now Smith, although his move over to he's not particularly quick to home plate, but he's able to control the running game. He's picked off 7 guys this season. He describes his move as a slide step to first base. So it's very deceptive. You got to be careful. But over his last 3 starts, he's been inconsistent. He hasn't been able to throw strikes. He's walked 11 hitters in 15 innings. While giving up 13 hits. So it's good to see him selective.
And here is Vlad Guerrero swinging at the first pitch, popping it up. Shallow right, Ryan Sweeney, 2 outs. Well, Mike Scioscia giving Garrett Anderson the day off. Garrett had been struggling on the road trip and really much of the month of June after leading the Angels in batting. And Mike really felt it was time to give him a day off, give him a chance to work individually with Mickey Hatcher. So both Garrett Anderson and Torrey Hunter came early. Torrey took early batting practice. Garrett was in the cages as well, working with Mickey. And here is Torrey. And Hunter swings at the first pitch, popping it up. Right side, Sweeney. The Angels going early against starting pitcher Greg Smith. Guerrero and Hunter both go on the first pitch to them. That's Angels baseball, brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers, who invite you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. Under the big hats at the Big A, game 1 of a 3-game series, Oakland and the Angels. This has been a great rivalry since 2002. These two teams have owned the last 6 West Division championships. And here is Bobby Crosby to lead things off, and he swings at the first pitch from John Garland. The Athletics won in 2002 and 2003. The Angels in 04 and 05. The A's in 06 and the Angels last year.
Mickey Hatcher has got to be very disgusted after seeing his middle of the order, Torrey Hunter and Vladdy, swinging at the first pitch, easy outs, and not milking the pitch count or looking at any pitches at all.
Bobby Crosby splits the gap here, and that ball will get to the wall, and Crosby will have his 26th double this year.
He's a doubles machine, but especially after the I-bar walk. Okay, you got guys coming up, especially in your first time up in the game. You want to see the opposition's pitches. You want to see Smith. You want to see more than one pitch. And now they got to come up again, only seeing one fastball, and they pop out. No wonder Mickey's hasn't been in a good mood lately. That's not going to make him very happy at all. Now, Vladdy, you almost can understand. He swings at a lot of first pitches, and no one's going to argue with his success and his record. But there's no reason that Torrey Hunter can't take a few pitches, especially after the I-bar walk, and the fact that Smith has had control problems in his last 3 starts.
A ground ball that's knocked down by John Garland, but both will advance. Safe at first base is Carlos Gonzalez, and moving to third base is Bobby Crosby. If Garland is able to field that, he's able to hold Crosby at second and throw out Gonzalez, but the Angels only able to knock it down.
Garland almost had it on the fly. That would have helped. Now, had he not touched it, Ibar would have had that ball. But that ball was too close to Garland. He thought he had it, and it just glanced off his glove.
They will rule it an infield hit. So the Athletics with a great opportunity to score here, and John wants to minimize the damage. He does a great job at getting ground ball double plays because of that sinker and the changeup. He's facing Mark Ellis. Well, the last time the Angels saw Mark Ellis, he was really sticking a dagger in their heart with the bases loaded in extra innings, launching a grand slam to win the ball game.
He wants to stay off of the ground, Ellis does, if at all possible, and Garland would love to have him hit into a double play. Ellis is grounded into 6 this year. But the Angels, you know what, they'll give him the early run for a double play here.
Second inning, minimize the damage right here. You can see the way the Angels defending. They're playing, looking for that double play. Fouled off by Mark. Took a shot at right field, and it's strike 2 to him. He's a guy with a good eye. He has more walks than strikeouts this year. 39 walks against 36 strikeouts.
Selective. He's a focus guy. And although Arizona's O-Dog, Orlando Hudson's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, there's 2 really good second basemen going to be out there on the market. And Ellis is the other one. Be interesting to see what happens with those 2 guys. I know Oakland would like to keep Ellis.
Yeah, he's been a real leader in the clubhouse, star in the field defensively. He almost has without a peer in the American League. Outside.
Hey, he had Ellis leading, jumping, but Garland would love a strikeout. He's not exactly a strikeout guy. He's not overpowering, but he'd love one here. Didn't set up Hanahan for a potential double play and get out of the inning without him scoring.
John struck out 8 Athletics last time he faced them. Down low on the changeup, a 2-2 count. But John Garland, you see how close his walks to strikeouts are. Tonight he does have the 1K, was to the leadoff batter Ryan Sweeney. And it's a big difference when you take a look at other Angels starting pitchers like John Lackey, 54 strikeouts against 13 walks. Irvin Santana, 99 strikeouts against 28 walks.
Yeah, walks are a little bit high for Garland this year. He'll tell you that. Now, Big John Lackey came 1 out away from a complete game shutout, but it's okay. He said, look, a win's a win. We'll take it.
And then there was Jared Weaver and his no-hitter along with Jose Arredondo, an unofficial no-hitter because he just won 8 innings in a 1-0 loss His error led the way to a 1-0 victory for the Los Angeles Dodgers on Saturday night. Jared went 6 no-hit innings, walked 3, but allowed 1 because his error allowed the runner to reach. Then the error on a stolen base attempt by Jeff Mathis allowed the runner to get to third base, and a sacrifice fly drove him home. Arredondo, 2 shutout innings. It was crazy. One of the weirdest games we have seen. It's only been done 5 times in the history of baseball.
Yeah, no question. The Angels want to quickly turn the page on that whole series.
Ellis is backed off the plate, but now Garland has gone from 0-2 to 3-2.
And we've seen that in some Garland starts this year, the inability to finish off hitters and also finish off innings. He's looking for his first out in this one. But you can tell he's taking time and slowing the game down with Ellis up here at the plate. He's got a lot of respect for him.
Ellis calls time and steps out. Now there are more options for Oakland with nobody out. They could run Gonzalez at first base on this pitch, and they could also run Bobby Crosby if Mike Napoli throws to second base. Crosby, good speed. He has a good lead at third base, and they want to see if anything is going on, so John Garland steps off. Crosby led off with a double. Gonzalez reached on an infield hit.
They don't do a whole lot of base stealing. I'd be surprised if they attempted a double steal, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Gonzalez running here because Ellis does make contact.
He does not go, and the pitch is swung on, hit to third. Figgins only plays first base. The runners do advance, and Oakland takes a 1-0 lead as Crosby scores from third.
He jammed him, but he got the run in. Figgy, he thought about home for just a second, but he didn't want to try to force the issue there and not get it out at all since it's early in the game. And Figgy, he catches it, he looks at home at Napoli. Napoli was prepared, but take the sure out, especially early in the second inning.
Especially in the second inning. There were some critics who thought yesterday when the Angels beat the Dodgers 1-0 that Andre Ethier should have thrown home when Juan Rivera scored from second base. But Rex, I disagree, because it could have been a big inning if he throws home and doesn't get the guy, and then all of a sudden the Angels have a couple of runners on with 1 out. Instead, Ethier chose to hold the guy at second base and not allow him to go to third. And we're talking the second inning. You can't go back that far in a ball game and say,
right,
hey, you could be shut out.
No, that's negative thinking.
Yeah. Here's Jack Hanahan.
Hanahan's been a big boost for their team this year. Now he's hitting .223, and it's his first time through the American League in the big leagues. Okay, but his play at third base has really picked up Chavez, so he didn't feel pressured to have to play.
Eric, the DH tonight. Jack swings at a bad ball. He's only batting .145 his last 20 games to see that batting average drop all the way to .223. So you have Hanahan now and Derek Barton waiting on deck. Second base, Carlos Gonzalez. On his hands and fouled off. In the last game John Garland pitched, it was against the Washington Nationals, and he beat them. Went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, including 2 long solo home runs by Willie Mopena and Elijah Dukes. And John really felt he started well, but then got out of rhythm in the middle innings when they scored off of him.
He's definitely slowed the pace of this game down
dramatically. So much so that Hanahan said, I can't focus that long. They're not on the same page. Well, we can tell our fans that there was one terrific game in Major League Baseball today. Boston at Tampa Bay, and the Rays with the lead going into the month of July in the American League East, and Tampa Bay beat Boston tonight 5-4. James Shields out of Southern California got the win. It's an interesting series because the home team has won all 10 games this year. Boston has won 6 at Fenway, and now the Rays have won 4 at Tropicana Field. You say he did not go. So Tampa Bay has won 6 of their last 7 to take the East lead. They lead the Boston Red Sox now by a game and a half in the American League East. Garland's 2-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted foul, back and out of play. Other scores from around the American League. Baltimore leading Kansas City in the bottom of the top of the 9th inning, I should say, 5-4. Texas beat the New York Yankees 2-1. How about that? The Rangers had lost 17 of the last 20 versus New York, and that game at Yankee Stadium. So New York now 6.5 back of Tampa Bay in the American League East. Gonzalez leads from second base. Garland taking his time, choosing his pitches to Jack Hanahan. Again, he's working him inside. He went up and in. Now he came about thigh high in. Setting him up for an off speed.
Possible changeup away. Hanahan looks like he's trying to pull everything.
Well, here's John Garland's 8th pitch to Jack Hanahan. Right back to John, who holds the runner, goes to first base. Kochman has to come back and touch the bag after John's throw was a high one, and there's 2 outs now in the second inning.
Okay, Koch always on his toes over there at first base, because you never know, even on a routine play like this. Garland looks the runner back, Gonzalez, and he kind of just goosed the throw over there. Koch comes off and it's got quick feet and able to get Hanahan. As much time as Garland's taken in between pitches, and you know he's a sinker baller, wants to keep his infielders on his toes. Maybe too much time between getting signs from Napoli and Garland, almost threw Garland off.
And this pitch is lined back up the middle. Gonzalez will come around. Torrey Hunter brings it to the infield, and Oakland takes a 2-0 lead on Derek Barton's single. So Oakland, who was held to just 1 run by San Francisco in the last 2 games, has scored 2 in an inning. The A's lead the American League in most times scoring less than 2 runs since May 28th. They've scored 2 or less wrecks 11 times in the last month.
It's hard to explain. Offenses aren't exactly clicking this time of year.
Now Ryan Sweeney, John Garland struck him out to start the first inning. I was timing John. He was going between 30 and 35 seconds between pitches with Gonzalez at second base.
Way too long.
And that one smacked back up the middle, but Ibar plays him perfectly and makes the catch of the line out. Bottom 2 we go. Angels trail by 2.
When a major hospital wanted to add on to
to get their offense going after John Garland gave up 2 runs in his half of the second inning, the Angels will send Howie Kendrick, Gary Matthews Jr. and Juan Rivera to the plate here in inning number 2. Howie Kendrick hit .313 on the recent road trip, and the Angels won 6 of their 9 games in Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. and Dodger Stadium. Kendrick got a state of Florida. He said if he didn't play baseball, he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Comes from a military family. Here's the pitch, and he lifts it in the air right side, so Ryan Sweeney will make the last 3 outs against the Angels. You got Guerrero, Hunter, and now Howie Kendrick. Hey fans, the Angels have a special ticket offer for the Sunday, July 6th game against the Toronto Blue Jays. For this game only, view level tickets are priced at $3 and lower view at $5. Use the password Vlad at the Angels Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com to purchase these discounted tickets. So bring the whole family out to the Big A to watch your Angels face Alex Rios, Vernon Wells, and the rest of the Blue Jays. Gary Matthews Jr. steps up. He didn't have a chance to play much in Philadelphia, Washington, or Dodger Stadium. Just 16 at-bats in the road trip because the Angels pitchers had to hit. And Gary either plays the field or DHs when the Angels in American League ballparks.
Matthews a .265 hitter with 3 homers and 10 ribbies off the lefties this year. He's got a little more power from the side for some reason.
And he rips that one in the hole. Past a diving Bobby Crosby for a base hit. So just like the first inning, 1 on with 1 out.
Okay, Matthews got him a pitch on the outer half, like a changeup, and it's okay to pull those changeups if your bat head can reach that. But you get up on the plate against a lefty like this who's not overpowering. It's important that you get up on the plate. That way he's going to try to make his living on you on the outer half of the plate. You get up on the plate, the barrel's there.
And now, Rex, I think we have an interesting matchup with Juan Rivera coming up. And if Juan Rivera had 2 hits yesterday, both line singles, if he can get hot, he might give Mike Scioscia a very difficult decision, because Rivera, who has outstanding potential and power potential, be tough to take out of the lineup, and the Angels will see 2 left-handed pitchers in this series, in Smith tonight and Evelyn on Wednesday. Juan, though, lifts it in the air left side, his first time up. Jack Cust will make the catch for the first out of the second.
A pretty good pass. Now he just kind of missed that. Matthews at first base, he's not getting a big lead at all. He respects that slide step move of Smith.
Smith getting a lot of fly ball outs. All 5 of the outs he's recorded have been on pop-ups. One by Sean Figgins, another by Guerrero and Hunter and Kendrick and Rivera now in this frame.
Okay, Smith, he's been pretty good this year, though, with averages against him. Just a .237 average against him total. Lefty's only hitting .205 with no homers off of him. Righties have hit 7 homers off of Smith this season. Kochman could be a good matchup for him, though. He's second best hitter against lefties in the league.
381. Low.
He's got a couple homers off southpaws this year.
Look at that, just getting better and better. Mike Scioscia now playing him every single time against left-handers. When he does rest him, he'll usually rest him against a tough left-hander.
But he puts him in the lineup, but usually down in the lineup in the bottom 3 like he is tonight. Sitting 8th. But back in the American League Park where no pitchers hit. And interleague is over for the year.
Boy, did the American League clean up on the National League this year. They have ruled it since 2004. Kochman pops it up. Smith says he wants it. He's called off by Derek Barton, who makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Angels in their half of the second. To the third we go. Oakland with a 2-0 lead.
Find a full day of entertainment all in one place. Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Check out the all-new Simpsons ride, now open. And for a limited time, adults get in at kids' price.
Woohoo! How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket.
Address in the West.
The Oakland A's have the early lead on the Angels 2-0. Here's tonight's Corona timeout. Corona, the official sponsor of the timeout. His biggest influence is Mom Vicky, who is actually his little league coach, and his favorite athlete, Bo Jackson. Bo knows, loves Bob Marley. But he is an interesting story about his mom, Vicky, and we have seen her at several ball games here at the Big A. He's from that same San Fernando Valley, the area that produced great pitchers like Brett Saberhagen and Jack McDowell. Mom Vicky and is John's little league coach. She and cousin John, a former minor leaguer in the Angels system, acted as his reps in negotiations when he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs in the first round, and then he was traded to the White Sox in '98, just a year later, in the Matt Karchner deal. Garland blossomed while Karchner had some injuries. There's a drive in the gap, left center field, and for the second straight inning, the Athletics will lead off with a double, and Kurt Suzuki is on fire the last 2 weeks, batting almost .500.
Yep, Garland sinker up. Okay, 91 miles an hour. That ball is highly flammable at that stage right there where that is at the elevation. Jaguar Exmo is going to show you that's on the barrel, and he hit it in the right spot, split the gap. 13th double for Suzuki on the season.
So let's see how much this slows down John here. With runners on, he can really slow the game down. And right now Suzuki at second base. He swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul. I had that at 34 seconds.
Oh, well, you know, it's by design lots of times for John. We've seen him do that, and sometimes that sends different mixed messages over to the offense there of the Oakland A's or a team that sometimes are saying, wow, you know what, maybe he's unsure of his ability, maybe he's unsure, maybe he's a little nervous here.
And John has had great success in the major leagues. Twice he has won 18 games with the Chicago White Sox. But it just seems like, Rex, when a guy gets in a rhythm, it's usually a quick rhythm. When Urban Santana and Joe Saunders have been on this year, they get the ball, get the sign, and throw it, and they've been very successful with that. John seems to be there with nobody on, but get guys on.
He's kind of slowing it down a little bit, but you know what, though? That's his style. You don't want to take a guy out of his style.
The 0-2. Got him with a fastball. Second strikeout for Garland tonight.
Okay, that's not what Cust wanted to do. Cust wanted to get something inside and pull that ball over and move the runner over. Garland did a good job there. Howard's Exmo. That's super slow motion camera. Shows Garland got the job done. Chavez.
And Eric sends it to right field. Gary Matthews has a beat on it, makes the catch. They will not tag and run, and Suzuki was off the bag about 8 feet and had to go back and tag, and he respects the arm of Matthews. Not only strong, but accurate and quick release. Matter of fact, Rex, I think Gary has one of the best arms in the game.
He's a very good defender. No question about that. Okay, now see how he'll kind of back up in and get a little momentum coming in case Suzuki did try to tag. But you know, Suzuki's already in scoring position, which brings up another point. The Oakland A's are batting .280 with runners in scoring position. That's a good number. That's third best in the AL.
They're an on-base machine. I mean, they're all about on-base percentage. Their president, Billy Beane, and general manager, his philosophy is simple: give him pitchers who throw strikes and keep the ball in the park, and hitters who draw walks to just ring up that high on-base percentage. And they have walked 90 more times than the Angels. Almost 90. Boston actually is 90 more over than the Angels.
And so far, Oakland's 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. But you're right. I mean, the Angels, they're a hacking team, but they certainly could learn a little bit of something by taking a few more pitches. I would agree.
Well, Mickey Hatcher's philosophy is swing at your pitch. Be aggressive on your pitch, not the pitcher's pitch. And Garland drops a breaking ball in the outside corner beautifully, and now has the advantage on Bobby Crosby, 1-2.
That's a good spot right there. That's nice. Good outside strike. Down low, not much a hitter can do with it. They're waiting for that mistake that Suzuki got. Crosby's been healthy all year.
Crosby sends it out of play on the right side. And Rex, I think it's unfortunate when the criticism goes to the hitting instructor anytime a team goes in a slump. I mean, this is the same hitting instructor where the Angels were 4th in the American League in batting. They set a team record hitting .284 last year. Mickey hasn't changed, but the guys aren't swinging at strikes. And his philosophy is be ready to fire. Be ready to fire at the pitch in your zone.
But how do you know when it's your pitch in the first inning off of a guy? You never know what that guy's got in that first inning. You're swinging at the first pitch, popping it up. Now you got to wait till the second time up to see what else he's got and figure out which one is going to be your pitch that night. So it's been very frustrating for Soch and Mickey Hatcher.
That's why I think that 256 will change. This offense is simply too talented.
Right, and that's the good thing. You know that it's going to come out and they're going to hit and they're going to get in a rhythm. It's got to happen, or they're going to have trouble winning the West.
Well, we are talking about a team that is 4.5 games up in the American League West. John Garland throwing a lot of pitches through his first 3 innings. He's got 2 2/3 right now, trying to work out of a leadoff double jam with Suzuki. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He strikes out Bobby Crosby, and the third is over for the Athletics as Garland works out of a tough jam.
Introducing the new value menu at KFC. Snackers, sandwiches, popcorn chicken, and more, starting at just 99 cents. The food you love at a price you'll love even more. Life tastes better with KFC.
They say a man should always dress for the job he wants. So why am I dressed up like a pirate in this restaurant? It's all because some hacker stole my identity. Now I'm in here every evening serving chowder and iced tea. Should have gone to freecreditreport.com. I could have seen this coming at me like an atom bomb. They monitor your credit and send you email alerts, so you don't end up selling fish to tourists in t-shirts.
Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
Most car commercials like to use fancy locations to make a car look more attractive. We figure, why not just show an attractive car? Like a fuel-efficient Hyundai sedan, backed by the confidence of America's best warranty, and built with the same emissions level as a hybrid, without the added cost. Because anything else is just a facade. Hurry into your Hyundai dealer today.
Right now, get a 2009 Sonata with 32 miles per gallon and $1,500 cash back. See your Southern California Hyundai dealer now.
We're back at the Big A. An excellent crowd on hand for a Monday night. Angels and Athletics, an American League West showdown. The Angels lead this series 4-3 this year. And it has been some kind of heated rivalry since 2002 when the Angels won the World Championship, but they had to win it through the wild card as the Athletics won the West that year. And now rookie Greg Smith will face Mike Napoli. In there with the fastball. Greg Smith has the ability to get to that outside corner against right-handers. He can make this ball game very difficult for the Angels. Lifted foul. Of the 6 outs recorded by Greg Smith, all have been on pop-ups. 5 to outfielders and 1 to the first baseman.
Well, Napoli like to pop one over that center field fence.
He's got excellent power with 11 home runs this year.
He's got a couple of them against lefties.
Boy, he dotted the outside corner with that changeup. It's a strike 3 call. Here's tonight's Dodge $2.99 guarantee. Howie Kendrick leading the Angels in batting at $312. Then you got Sean Figgins at $293 and Casey Kochman just below him. But the Angels as a team only batting $256, 11th in the American League. 12th in runs scored, barely over 4 runs per game. For more on Dodge's $2.99 gas guarantee, go to Dodge.com.
Great crowd here tonight. Looks like it could be another sellout on a Monday night. Fans keep supporting this team. They've been an exciting team as of late as far as winning games and pitching and closing. All the close games, the fans are really into it.
And digging in those dogs.
That's right, young and old.
She already finished dinner, so it's time for dessert. Perfect haircuts. Strike on the outside corner, so he's been able to dot that outside corner to the first 2 batters. Napoli, now Sean Figgins here in the 3rd inning. Greg Smith again 0-2 against the Angels in his career, both starts this season. Greg acquired in the Dan Herron deal. The A's received 5 of the Diamondbacks' top 12 prospects. Man, the Diamondbacks organization was loaded because in the offseason they traded Carlos Quentin to Chicago. He's having a heck of a year. And now Carlos Gonzalez, Dana Evelyn, and Greg Smith are all starting for the Oakland Athletics, and they've had very productive first halves.
That's what makes Billy Beane a great GM. See, he's able to mastermind good moves for maintaining a small market club.
I mean, you would think that they would go down after losing guys like Dan Herron and Nick Swisher and Mark Kotsay and Marco Scutaro, but they added so many talented young players like the lefty you're seeing tonight. The 3-2 pitch, a tapper up the middle. Ellis cuts it off, quick toss, and got him on a nice stretch by Derek Barton.
Barton showing some flexibility there.
I'll say my hamstrings hurt after that.
Yeah, but you know, Ellis is very quick. Watch the release, man. Barely touches his glove, and he comes sidearm there, and Barton full stretch there. There's a split.
That's impressive.
There you go.
To be young.
Well, you got to work on it.
Yeah. Well, here's Eric Ibar, walked his first time up and takes ball 1, a changeup.
Barton, he's had a little difficulty on balls at him, though, this year. He has erred 8 times.
On the other side, Casey Kochman only 2, and both came in 1 game. Just barely missing outside, so a 2-0 count to Eric. Good to see him showing better plate discipline because he swung at a lot of bad pitches in that Dodger series.
Yeah, he's a .366 hitter so far against lefties.
Two and one. You know, they said that Greg Smith's best pitch might be his curveball. He hasn't needed it much early in this game. That fastball changeup combination has really been good. And that's a 3-1 count now to Eric.
I'm sure that, you know, Ibar's he's one guy that looks like he's bought into Mickey Hatcher's plan. He has just a .289 on base percentage, which is very low for a guy that can utilize his speed by getting on.
Ball 4, so Ibar does walk for the second time in Rex. Ibar had only walked 2 times this year, and he's walked 2 times tonight. What's going on?
He might have read the scouting report that says that Smith has walked 11 hitters in 15 2/3 innings while giving up 13 hits. His command hasn't been that great coming in, but let's see if Big Daddy swings the first pitch again. He swung and popped it up the last time up, his first time up, to the right fielder.
And he does swing at the first pitch, and it is a breaking ball, a rare breaking ball that he's thrown a right-handed batter because the fastball changeup has been good. Vlad Guerrero, 395 in the month of June. That leads all major leaguers.
And Big Daddy, his numbers are down against lefties, 266. He's normally up in the threes.
He wore out Oakland last year. And that is taken inside. Vlad Guerrero, as a matter of fact, brought a lot of pain to the entire American League West. He had 27 home runs last season, and 7 came against these Oakland Athletics.
Angels hold a 13-8 record against teams in the West.
Oh man, Ibar barely gets back in time. And you know what, with Vlad up, Rex, you might just stand on the base.
Well, exactly. You don't want to make the last out there for sure. Okay, but what makes the move so deceptive is that he slides his foot. He doesn't lift it up. So from that angle that the base runner has at first base, he's not able to tell whether he's going home or coming over.
I think Alfredo just asked him to shorten his lead. Vlad pops it up right side. Ellis will take care of Guerrero and the Angels. We head to the 4th. Greg Smith shutting out the Halo.
Tonight on the Best Damn.
4th inning Halos with just 1 hit.
2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Oakland. The Angels 1-0-1. And John Garland to face Carlos Gonzalez. He drops a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Carlos Gonzalez, they love his future. I mean, this is a very talented young athlete, the top prospect in the Arizona organization, and he was the guy that they had to have in the Dan Herron deal. And now he chases a pitch that is inside and fouls it off 0-2. But what a start, Rex, he had to his big league career, tying a major league record with 7 doubles. His first 7 hits in the big leagues were all doubles.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Didn't bite on that pitch, 1-2. But talking with Ray Fosse, who is the Oakland Athletics broadcaster and longtime terrific catcher with the Cleveland Indians and then later with the A's, he said this guy is a 5-tool player, and there aren't that many in pro ball.
Not young like that and getting a pretty good start.
And there's Ray Fosse.
Great guy.
And a terrific catcher. John Garland's pitch swung on, hit in the air, right side. Matthews got a good break and comes on to make the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. Aflac trivia time.
Aflac!
Who are the only 2 players in Angels history to be selected to 5 or more consecutive All-Star games? We'll give you the answer later in the game, but Vlad Guerrero, he has been an All-Star with the Angels his first 4 years. Right now he is 4th in the voting, and he's picking up his numbers with 13 home runs and 43 RBIs. But Vlad is still well below his .323 career average at .287. He's had the slowest start of his big league career. But he says he feels good.
That's the main thing. You know, the game, it may look easy to Vladdy, and his numbers have shown that it looks easy, but it takes a lot of work, and you never know. This game's not that easy. I mean, he makes it look that way, but he's been struggling a little bit this year, but he's picking it up. He's close to 290, his average.
And Rex, not to complain about John Garland, but I've been timing him with when the bases are empty. It's 12 to 14 seconds rather than 30 to 35.
Well, isn't there a rule that's supposed to be implemented?
20 seconds.
Oh, you got 20. Okay.
A 2-2 count.
20 seconds with no runners on.
Boy, he beautifully dotted the outside corner with that one. Right at 83 miles an hour. Great movement, and just grazed the black on the outside corner for his 4th strikeout of the night.
That's just a really good changeup. Looks like the bottom falling out of that. We're going to show you Howard's Exmo. That changeup comes in, looks hittable, but then it kind of falls out. Caught the corner there. Good frame job by Napoli.
Now Jack Hanahan, who grounded out to the pitcher John back in inning number 2. A's with 2 runs, both came in the second inning. Breaking ball in there. Garland's allowed 5 hits, 2 are doubles, and there's a strike. Well, his rhythm just seems to be really good now.
As long as he's getting them out, he can take all the time he wants. We're down 2-0, and not a good sign, especially since the Angels have scored 1 run in the last 31 innings. So far early in this one, doesn't look like it's going to change.
And this is an offense, Rex. You look down and say, this is too good. I mean, Figgins, Ibar, Guerrero, Hunter, Kendrick, Matthews, Rivera, Kochman, Napoli. That's a good lineup.
Even with Figgy, he missed a couple games, at Dodger Stadium, but still, he's been in a lot of them games. He's just scuffing a little bit.
Garland strikes out 5 in the first 4 innings of this affair. But it's Oakland with the early lead on the Angels.
Hey, boss. Do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if...
1970, and then of course the Angels would trade for Gossi that 71 season to the New York Mets to get Nolan Ryan. Fergosi's number retired, so is the Expresses. Torrey Hunter will lead things off for the Angels. He popped up his first time. This time he takes a couple of pitches, both outside.
There you
Greg
go.
Smith.
There you go. Now he's worked himself into a good hitter's count.
And he waves at that outside pitch. Greg Smith will get you out. When he comes in, Rex, it's for show.
Right.
A little like Tom Glavine.
A lot of lefties that don't have an overpowering fastball. That's the way their pattern. That's how they work. Now this kid Smith, he's working down stairs at the knees, but he's well prepared. Okay, he
showing excellent command in this game so far.
He pitches with the plan. Okay, he hides the ball well.
Another pop-up. This time to right field. Greg Smith has 1 strikeout, Rex, and 1 ground out. All the other outs are on fly balls. Most of them just pop-ups where the Angels miss hitting, getting underneath it.
5 of them to the right fielder, Ryan Sweeney.
Well, let's see if Howie Kendrick can square one of Greg Smith's offerings up. He does like to swing early, first pitch fastball, but it's a first pitch curveball, so he takes it for strike 1.
Hey, sometimes when they get that first one over on a breaking ball, they'll try it again.
And a congratulations to Howie and his lovely wife Jody. Jody's expecting the couple's first child.
Due date's not till the off season though, right?
Yep.
That's good.
Got to plan it right. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Shallow right. Sweeney there. That's 6 outs. Ryan Sweeney has recorded. Hey, Angel fans, tomorrow night all fans in attendance can win up to $1,000 in free gas with the Angels mystery gas card. Scratch off courtesy of Arco. With multiple grand prize winners, you cannot afford to let this promotion pass you by. Log on to angelsbaseball.com to purchase your tickets for tomorrow night. And the Angels in athletics, it's going to be a terrific pitching matchup. Rich Harden against Irvin Santana tomorrow. Harden's been brilliant, so has Santana.
Then with those two guys, you would expect a low-scoring game. But come on out, you never know. It could be the opposite. It could be a high-scoring game. You just don't know in baseball. I would have expected the Angels to fare a little bit better early in this contest, but Smith is keeping them down.
Well, I'll bet you a strawberry milkshake that it's a low-scoring game with those two guys dealing.
Yeah, I would bet. Even though I'm not a betting man, I would definitely agree with you.
We're just talking strawberry milkshakes here.
Harmless.
Sometimes they're not if you drink too many of them. Ground ball short. Crosby has it. Throws out Matthews. And the inning is over, and Smith is making it look easy. Jerry Weinstein, say hello to the dubber and the mini dub. Holding the lead, we head to the 5th inning. John Garland will face hitters 9, 1, and 2. Derek Barton, Ryan Sweeney, and Kurt Suzuki. Barton singled to drive in the second run, chases the first pitch, and sends a ground ball to Casey Kochman. Garland covers. There's 1 out.
There's a early count out for Garland. That'll help his pitch count. It stands at 68.
We come to you from the Big A. Great crowd on hand for game 1 of this 3-game series. The 2 top teams in the American League West. The Angels by 4.5 over the Oakland A's. A's came in after losing their last 2, being beaten 1-0 and 11-1 by the San Francisco Giants. Bob Guerin, he's the 17th manager in the history of Oakland baseball. Replaced Ken Mock a few years ago after being the bench coach two seasons ago. And yet another catcher who makes a major league manager. Here's Ryan Sweeney. He is struck out and lined out and hits it back to Garland. 2 outs. Fans, text Malibu to 40919 for a chance to win 4 tickets to an upcoming Angels game and learn how to enter to win an all-new Chevy Malibu, or visit angelsbaseball.com/Malibu to enter. Brought to you by Chevy. Oh, look at that little darling there. She's got her Angels outfit on. Big brother, he needs some moisture.
It's been a little bit hot here.
Boy, has it.
Garland seems like he's really got some kind of good rhythm going. That guy lost his front teeth.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more difficult to chew.
He looks like a big leaguer, doesn't he?
He sure does.
He's a serious guy. That ball is fouled off the right side. Here's Kurt Suzuki, 2 for 2 in the ball game and hitting almost 500 the last couple of weeks. He is single and double tonight. We watch his head position, Rex. Every time he takes a swing, that head is right there where the ball is. And he almost got hit in the head.
Yeah, not that particular pitch. You got to get out of the way.
And I know John wanted to come up and in because Suzuki dove out over the plate to single to right field his first time up. And now he gets hit in the back.
Yeah, that's Garland's 5th hit batter this year. Send him sprawling.
Well, he won't be comfortable again.
Well, you know, if you're going to get hit, that's how you do it. You turn your back to the pitcher.
So Garland will deal with Jack Cust. Reached in a fielder's choice and also struck out. 0 for 2. Suzuki does not go, and Custis first pitch swinging. Kendrick has it, throws him out. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Garland settling down after a rough second inning. Scored just 1 run in their last 32 innings, and it came yesterday on a base hit by Mike Napoli. And Napoli will arrive to the plate in this inning. He'll be hitting third. We'll first start things with Juan Rivera, Casey Kochman, and Mike Napoli. But the Angels offense hit just 161 and scored 1 run versus the Dodgers in those 3 games. Mickey Hatcher, the Angels hitting instructor, said the energy level was very low in the clubhouse over the weekend. He said, I'm not sure if it had to do with the travel to the east and then back to the west. And he said, quite frankly, we were swinging a lot of bad pitches.
Well, Mickey said that, you know, he encouraged Mike to give a few of the guys a day off. I mean, that long road trip might have tired some of them out, so Socia obliged.
Well, why not right now? Juan Rivera to lead things off, batting from the right side against the lefty Smith. And it swung on, and what new? Popped up. This guy is getting the Angels to pop up more than Soto.
I mean, you know, that's his 48 pitches thrown, so we've seen the same pattern, unfortunately, and so has Mickey. Keeping the starting pitchers in longer by making early count outs, but, you know, you just got to be patient with the hitters. It's a very frustrating game at times during the season.
Rex, he's gotten 13 outs in the ball game, and 10 have been pop-ups. Angels got to square this guy up. Lefty versus lefty. It's Casey Kochman. And he swings and skies it in the air right side.
Guess what?
11 pop-ups.
Ryan Sweeney again. And that's 2 pitches, 2 outs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have gone to Ryan Sweeney. So the pop-up kid. We've got the Athletics and Angels tomorrow. It'll be Rich Harden against Irvin Santana, an excellent pitching matchup. And then a Wednesday afternoon affair, Dana Eveland against Joe Saunders. Here's Mike Napoli. Mike struck out swinging his first time up. They want him to be geared towards right center.
Okay.
Let the ball get deep.
You don't want to swing at the first pitch here.
He does not and takes strike 1.
Yeah, there's a little cardinal rule in baseball that you don't want the pitcher to get you out in the inning on 3 pitches.
Yeah, he has only thrown 51, and he has gotten 2 outs in the 5th inning. Not yet through 5, and now a 1-1 count to Mike. Tell you, they did a great job improving their starting rotation, even though they lost Dan Herron. Smith and Eveland have been great additions. And Napoli swings and drives one deep to left center field, and that's a pop-up that will not be caught. Mike Napoli goes deep for the 12th time this year.
All right, I knew one of them was bound to get out of the yard. Wasn't quite center field, but it was left center. And Napoli, you know, you can do that, but you just got to wait on it. He's not overpowering. He'll take that 88 and deposit it for number 12. There it was. Now that's a mistake. That ball's up and elevated. It's not that ball low. Napoli feels like he got them all. When he hits them high and long. They really bring down rain, his homers.
Here is Sean Figgins taking strike 1. And Rex, you always talk about getting the back underside with that spin that cuts through the atmosphere and gives it a little more carry.
You catch the back under, it gets a little bit of backspin on that ball, and it carries further. There aren't too many home runs that are hit on the top half of the ball. There are a few if it's an elevated pitch. But you just got to catch it right. And the hardest thing to do in baseball is to hit a round ball with a round bat.
So the Angels have cut the Athletics lead in half on the home run by Mike Napoli. Figgins with a one-hop smash that's fielded by Bobby Crosby. He throws out Sean, but the Angels score a run on a solo shot by Mike Napoli. Mike Napoli, dynamite.
That's right. Angels, second run now in 32 innings they've scored. They're hot.
Ice after icing our hamstrings after simply watching that video.
Hey, look, there's a little bit of groin muscles involved with that too.
You got that right.
Oh, way to go. That's Ichiro would be proud of that stretch.
Here is Eric Chavez. He is 0 for 2 with a pop-up to right, a fly out to right. John Garland is within 1 now of the Athletics. He's pitching well. Gave up 2 in the 2nd inning, but after really it looked like he was out of sync or out of rhythm or fighting his command early, and then settled down after giving up the double to Suzuki, and he's quickened his pace, I believe. Here's a fly ball struck to right center field that will settle in the glove of Gary Matthews Jr. for the first out of the 6th inning.
All right, you want to find a way to get back in that lineup, just keep doing what you're doing, Big Nappy. That's what they need. Some blasts, hopefully with men on. But still, they'll take any run they can scratch across the dish.
Hey, he's driven in the last 2 runs for the Angels since the Washington National Series.
That's right. He got that ribby at Dodger Stadium.
The Angels only scored 1 run in the 3 games against the Dodgers. Now Bobby Crosby up. He doubled to lead things off in the 2nd inning and scored their first run. Strike 1. Garland's really changing speeds on his breaking ball. His fastball location has been very strong. Bobby's entire family is here. It's a foul ball. But Bobby was an All-American at Long Beach State. His dad, Ed, of course, played Major League Baseball and is now a scout for the Arizona Diamondbacks. His mom is here tonight. 2 brothers. One is a baseball player at Sacramento State, and the other here in town. He said He had to leave a lot of passes tonight. Good kid, great leadership qualities, and Oakland really likes his future. Crosby almost fouled it off of his foot, but it escaped hitting the dogs and hit the dirt instead. 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout.
Yeah, that ball hit off of Napoli's left arm.
Out of play right side. And did you know, Rex, that Bobby was the Angels' 34th round pick out of Long Beach High School in 1998?
Oh,
but he bite there, but he turned it down because he wanted to go to Long Beach State.
Yeah, I didn't think he signed then.
Nope. Later became the A's first-round pick in 2001 after 3 years for the Dirtbags. But then the 49ers, they became the Dirtbags, I believe, after he left. But now they all call themselves Dirtbags. He's good friends with the Angels' Jared Weaver.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Ooh. Garland didn't think anything was wrong with that breaking ball. Good spot.
So he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. His command of his breaking ball has been really good. I would be surprised if he went back to that pitch.
He might just stay with his sinker, but Napoli's putting more than one finger down.
He went with the breaking ball on 3-2, strikes out Bobby Crosby. That's now 6 strikeouts for John Garland tonight. And fans still searching for plans for this 4th of July? Come out to the Big A this Friday, July 4th, and cheer your Angels on to victory against the Toronto Blue Jays. Then sit back and watch a patriotic fireworks show courtesy of Wells Fargo. All fans in attendance will also receive a free mini American flag. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com. And there is a line drive base hit on the first pitch by Carlos Gonzalez. So he is 2 for 3 in the game. So Gonzalez on for the second time. They rave about this kid, just 22 years old, out of Venezuela. Mark Ellis comes up. He drove in the first run for Oakland on a ground out. But the difference in the game is Derek Barton's single that scored Gonzalez from second base. Strike one. Both these teams playing well in the month of June. Oakland with 15 wins. And they have been in second place behind the Angels every single day since May 13th. Base hit left field. So Oakland with a 2-out threat here with line singles by Carlos Gonzalez and now Mark Ellis.
When a hitter sees a ball belt high, he naturally reacts to that. It's almost like a light goes on in his brain, and he says, there it is. Swing at it. Nice, easy, short swing. They wait for those pitches. And when their eyes see it, their hands react.
John already at 90 pitches, not yet through 6 innings. He's allowed 2 runs, 7 hits. Both runs came in the second. Tries a first pitch changeup to Jack Hanahan. Hanahan 0 for 2 and batting under 140 the last 3 weeks of the season. He's been seeing a lot of time at third base because of the injury to Eric Chavez. 2 on, 2 out. In there, 1-1.
Two for 7 tonight. The Oakland A's are with runners in scoring position.
And one of them was that infield hit that glanced off the glove of John Garland and allowed Bobby Crosby to move to third base. It's a big play in the game right now in a 2-1 score. Good hook, but good discipline by Jack Hanahan.
That's a good spot for it. That's a pitch that's rarely thrown by Garland, by the way. He normally has a little slider that he'll throw, but that's a big curveball. He might throw maybe 3-4 times a game.
And that pitch is what, about 5 miles an hour less than his slider. He went with the changeup and walks Hanahan, and now the bases are loaded. And now he must face Derek Barton, who got him his last time in the second inning with a base hit back up the middle that made it a 2-0 ball game. Mike Butcher has not gone to the phone yet. That is Garland's first walk of the ball game. He has loaded the bases. And you have Carlos Gonzalez at third base, Mark Ellis second base, and Jack Hanahan at first base. So they have been milking the pitches, working the starting pitcher's pitch count up. And I'm sure Mike Scioscia would like to get John through this inning quickly and maybe have him come out for the 7th. We'll see.
Barton, he's 1 for 5 with the bases loaded this year.
He has 3 home runs this year. But I tell you, for years, he was the minor league's top hitting prospect for Oakland. He was a St. Louis Cardinals first-round pick years ago out of Huntington Beach High School. They raved about him. Then he was acquired by the Athletics in the Mulder deal, and he hit like .330 everywhere he went, hitting just .226 with the Athletics this year. And then he chases that pitch. And they really felt that Rex, he was simply taking too many pitches. He was an ideal Oakland Athletic, a guy with a high on-base percentage, but he was taking a lot of good pitches.
He still is. They'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive. He'll learn that as he goes on. It's good to have plate discipline, but you got to know when to swing the bat. And this is certainly one of those times they want him to hack. See if Garland stays out of the middle.
This is the swing pitch right here. He wants it. 2-1. Bases loaded. Not much margin of error. Patient guy at the plate. Garland's got to be aggressive. In the air, right side. Gary Matthews Jr. coming on and makes the catch. Oakland leads 3. Good pitching by John as he works out of a difficult jam in the 6th inning.
Subway Daytime Drama presents The Rapper.
This place is good. This sandwich is good. Even the wrapper is good.
Yeah! Holla! And now, Subway Restaurant. New premium steak sandwiches are the taste everyone's hollering for. Like the blackened Cajun steak and the new steak and cheese. Subway, eat steak!
The great American holiday is coming, and here's something to celebrate: the Chevy 72-hour sale. You only have 72 hours to declare your independence from interest payments for 6 full years, with 0% financing for 72 months. Choose from thousands of Chevys, like the HHR, with an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon on the highway. The Chevy 72-hour sale.
See your Southern California Chevy dealer. Visit SoCalChevy.com.
Here's tonight's Lexus Pursuing Perfection.
All right, Smith. He was able to get that changeup by Napoli once, but if you don't succeed once, why try it again? And Napoli, he connected to get the halos on the board. Smith says he didn't just do that, did he? He went deep. That's Lexus. Pursuing Perfection is Mike Napoli tonight. Go ahead, Nappy. Stay hot.
Number 12 and RBI 29, and the Angels have hitters 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Good time to attack Greg Smith with Vlad Guerrero in the middle of the pack. Eric Ibar has been very dangerous against Greg Smith because he's been patient at the plate. He has walked both times up. He was averaging a walk per month. And now he has 2 tonight.
He's working on 3.
Yeah. He's got a 2-0 count. This is an Ibar rally.
It's all right. I like to see that.
I do too.
Well, I'm sure Mickey Hatcher does too.
And now he cracks that 2-0 pitch back up the middle, and Eric on for the 3rd time.
That's exactly what you like to see.
Hey kids, Sean Figgett's mesh jersey giveaway night is less than a week away. This Saturday, July 5th. All kids ages 2 to 18 in attendance will receive a free stadium-exclusive Sean Figgett's button-down mesh jersey courtesy of Memorial Care and Kiss FM. Tickets are selling fast, so don't wait. Log on to angelsbaseball.com and purchase your tickets for the Sean Figgett's mesh jersey giveaway night this Saturday, July 5th. The reason I gave that so quickly, Vlad Guerrero likes to swing at first pitches, but now time is called.
That's all right. Suzuki knew you were reading. He says, you want to slow it down a little bit here. He says, all right, Fizz has to talk. So let's back off a little bit. Let him catch his breath, because Big Daddy, you just never know when he's going to explode.
Suzuki was saying, can I see that mesh jersey again?
That's right.
Vlad pops it up. 3rd time he has popped it up. Shallow center. Ellis with the catch and 1 out.
Okay, Big Daddy now, he just misses this, and there's been a lot of balls missed that are in the sky. Now if he's on his game, he pulls that ball. They're a little bit, you see, look at Smith. He's directing traffic. He says, I got second base.
Now Greg to pace Torrey Hunter, who's popped up twice to right field. They're going to work him first pitch inside, and Torrey pops it up for the 3rd time. First pitch swinging Angels, making it easy on Greg Smith, who's only needed 60 pitches to get through 5 2/3.
Okay, well, you see, one of the reasons that they're popping the ball up is they're trying to pull him. And when you try to pull a guy, it's going to leave your front side open and your hands dragging behind. And that's exactly what's happening here. They're trying to pull him. 13 pop-ups tonight. And several first pitch swinging, especially by Vladdy and Hunter back to back.
How about a gapper by Howie Kendrick? And Chase Ibar back to the bag. See, this is one of the great things about Greg Smith in this situation, Rex. With 2 out, you're running on everything. But now with a shorter lead, outfielders back, if Kendrick does gap one, it's going to make it a little more difficult for Ibar to score on an extra base hit.
Well, it depends on how hard the ball's hit.
Right.
And where it's hit.
But you can't get that good lead from first base.
Nah, and you don't want it. He'll pick you off. Make it number 8.
9. He's got 8 already.
9.
Lead. Yeah. Mitch Reinhardt is doing our graphics tonight. He added up 8 earlier, so he's usually right.
Oh yeah, he's all over it. I'm usually 1 or 2 off.
But you're close.
Oh, no.
Good discipline there on a pitch that barely misses outside to Howie. Kendrick has popped up twice. The middle of the order, Guerrero, Hunter, and Kendrick are 0 for 8. All 8 outs, pop-ups. Kendrick looking for his first home run this year.
We've seen Howie, his power is, he's got a little right center pop, a little right field pop. He can pull it, but he really likes to use the large part of the field. Waves that bat just over the arc of his helmet.
And of the outfield arms, is Jack Cuss the easiest to run on?
Yes. Gonzalez has a good throwing arm in center field, and Sweeney's good in right.
One ball, 1 strike to Howie Kendrick.
Cust has an out He has 2 outfield assists, Sweeney with 1 and Carlos Gonzalez with 2, but sometimes that stat's a little bit misleading. Sometimes they'll throw him out at second base. It's not a real clean look as far as coming home, but Howie's looking for a gapper.
2 balls and 1 strike. And a lot of times base coaches won't send athletes from first to third if a guy has a great arm, knowing that, hey, don't even think about advancing on that guy, so he might have low assist total because nobody runs on him.
Right.
High bar again, chased back to the bag. Greg Smith learned this growing up in the state of Louisiana. He was Louisiana's Mr. Baseball in 2002, going 9-0 with a 0.12 ERA his senior year. Kendrick again with a fly ball struck to right field, and Sweeney is there. That's the 14th flyout or pop-up off of Greg Smith, and the Athletics have a 2-1 lead over the Angels. How close has this series been? Our Ford Series summary shows you just how close. Since April 13th, 2002, each team has 61 victories. And look at all of the close games they have played. 50 of 122 have been decided by 1 run. 20 games decided by 2. So we've got a 2-1 ball game here.
And they talk about rivals. I mean, this is as good as it gets.
Just great pitching through the years, Rex, from the Mark Mulder, Barry Zito, Tim Hudson days, and of course the Angels, when they won that World Championship, they certainly didn't have a starting rotation as strong as they do now. Yeah, they had Jared Washburn with his 18 wins, but John Lackey was a rookie that year with 9, and Kevin Apier and Ramon Ortiz and Aaron Seeley were part of that staff. Here's the 1-2. And it is up and in on Ryan Sweeney. John Garland stays in the game despite coming into this frame having thrown 99 pitches.
Darren Oliver's up in the Angel pen.
I think he's getting ready for the lefties Cust and Chavez.
Possibly.
He's got the right-hander next in Suzuki, but he's been on 3 times against John. Theron's ready. Broken bat, ground ball past Garland. Barehanded, no, it gets under the hand of Sean Figgins. It'll be an infield hit for Ryan Sweeney, a base hit.
Oh, man, you love those hits. Pitchers can't stand them. Garland, he almost caught it, but Figgy, if he barehands it, I don't think he's going to throw out the speedy Sweeney anyway. Talk about a jam shot. Garland can't catch it, and Figgy couldn't either. Little jam sandwich, sawed that thing off. Look at the bat head go.
And now the hottest hitter for Oakland steps to the plate. And the guy they used to call Kurt Clutch at Cal State Fullerton, he brought home so many big hits. Cal State Fullerton won the 2004 College World Series. It was Suzuki who had 413 with 16 home runs. And he received the Johnny Bench Award as the top catcher in the college game.
He hadn't been exactly cold in the last few games either, hitting close to 500.
Last 2 weeks on fire. Well, he's got to make it out every once in a while.
Well, he's got a couple knocks and he got hit by a pitch, so he's been perfect tonight.
Think it's those puka shells around his neck?
No, I think it's coming home, getting some home cooking.
There you go.
There's a lot of players that grew up here or live here deal here when they play the Halos. Longoria had a great 3-game series when he was here, his first time ever playing in front of his home crowd. You know, that 2-1 loss the Yankees took, their only run came off of A-Rod's bat, and that tied Jimmy Fox for 14th place all time on the home run list with 534. A solo shot by A-Rod. He just keeps climbing that list. Who knows where he'll end up.
But Texas got the win 2-1. How often do you see 2-1 Texas victories? There's a lot of 7-5, 11-9 games involving the Texas Rangers. And they had, well, the Yankees had their number for so many years. And the Yankees had won 17 of the last 20 before tonight's 2-1 Ranger victory in New York. Garland's 1-0. The breaking ball in the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Angels have been much better than the Athletics in division play. The Angels at 13-8, and the Athletics the reverse at 8-13. That's pretty much the difference in their season, with the Angels with a 4.5 game lead in the West over Oakland. With runners on, John really deliberate, slows down his pace.
Oliver, he's ready in the bullpen in case Soch wants to go to him, depending on this hitter here.
Good pitch, and John has the advantage 1-2. A couple of left-handers are on deck and in the hole, and Eric Chavez and Jack Cust first, and then Eric. Well, he's really been working that breaking ball, the Suzuki, because he hit his fastball awfully well. Fastball for a single, a fastball for a double. Stays with the breaking ball, hit in the air, left side. Juan Rivera chasing it back, still going back, and drops the baseball.
Wow, that hurt. He got back there in plenty of time. Just lack of focus out there. That could really hurt John Garland. Nobody out now. Ooh, the Angels, they made a couple errors in that Dodgers series that hurt them badly.
So instead of a man at first and 1 out, there's second and third situation and nobody out.
Okay, he went back to the wall. He knew where he was. He knew that the wall wasn't going to come into play, and he just didn't open up his glove. Hey, watch how he didn't open up his glove. His glove was just off the end. He just misjudged it. Ryan Sweeney, he's going, whoa, man, that's a routine out. I'll keep going.
So Mike Soch is going to his bullpen, and the Angels in trouble, trailing by 1.
Welcome to KFC.
Drew on second and third, and nobody out. Who's in, who's out? Well, you've got the man in, Darren Oliver, the man out, John Garland, and Oliver, 3.12 earned run average. He'll face 2 lefties in Cust and Chavez, and his job, he'd love to try and strike this guy out, Jack Cust, who does strike out a lot. But Darren, not really a strikeout pitcher. There you see Sweeney at third and Suzuki at second base.
And he's got a 3.21 average against him too from the left side. That's kind of unusual.
Here's tonight's Land Rover legendary performance. He leads the American League in walks and also strikeouts. 60 walks, 91 strikeouts. You see the number of the guys who have been in that mix. Guys like Ruth and Mantle, Tomey.
Yep. All or nothing, guys. That's all right, though. Ollie got a good breaking ball. He's going to throw a couple different speeds with it. And he really tries to spot his fastball on both the inside and outside corner. He missed in there. Probably set up a sweep and breaking ball.
Ground ball, second. Kendrick has it, checks the man, throws to first. And nicely done by Howie. No advance by Ryan Sweeney, even though Howie Kendrick had to move about 5 steps up the middle, Rex.
Yeah. They don't go on contact a lot. Ryan Sweeney, he's up at the top of your screen on the left. See, he wasn't even thinking about going. Howie Kendrick, nice backhand. Ball stuck right in the heel of his glove. Look at that. That's a perfect play. He checks the runner at third. Says, all right, it's the first of 2 we got to get. See if Ollie can do it.
There's a tough out in Eric Chavez, although he backs away from the breaking ball and takes it for strike 1. Eric has popped up or flied out 3 times.
I like to see the shortstop Ibar back up the throw from Napoli to Oliver just in case the ball gets over his head. Save a run. It's heads up.
Chavez takes a shot and nails it down the right field line. This will score both runs and make it a 4-1 Oakland lead. So Chavez with a single, 2 RBIs.
Chavez has been making the most of it. He's hitting over 500 with runners in scoring position. He did his job there. Okay, fastball inner half. Chavez. Did you see Oliver open up just a little bit there? Missed on the corner. Chavez got it. Kochman couldn't glove it.
So Oakland has their biggest lead of the night at 3 runs. And here's Bobby Crosby, who is 1 for 3 in the game with a double and a pair of strikeouts. The Angels' only run was Mike Napoli's solo home run in the 5th inning. They haven't done much against Greg Smith. They haven't done much since last Wednesday against the Washington Nationals. The Angels have only scored 2 runs since last Wednesday. And when you think of the Athletics and the Angels getting together, this is like a blowout when it's 4-1.
Right, but it's not over.
They play so many 1-run, 2-run games, Rex.
Halos could have a little thump left.
There you go. Popped up left side. Figgins foul territory. 2 outs. But the error really costly by Juan Rivera, because this inning could have been over and still the Angels down by a run 2-1. But with a runner at first base, Kurt Suzuki lifted one to left center. Juan Rivera had plenty of time but did not open his glove enough, and it glanced off to the side, and the runners went to second and third, and they scored on the single by Eric Chavez. His first error since 2006.
He'll get a chance this next inning. He's the second hitter.
Breaking ball swung on and missed by Carlos Gonzalez. Mike Scioscia did tell us that Garrett Anderson will be back tomorrow night with a right-hander on the mound, and Rich Harden. Dana Edelin, a left-hander, will go on Wednesday. And he even admitted, Mike did, that, you know, Garrett's been pressing a little bit. He knows his importance to the ball club. Good breaking ball, and sweeping one to Carlos. It's also Garrett's birthday today. Happy birthday to G.A.
There you go. He'd much rather be playing, but hey, it's all right. He's hopefully taking advantage of the rest.
36th birthday today. The pitch is low, and Gonzalez does not swing at that. Wondering if that'll set him up for the slider. Here's one with a sharper break and one that'll sweep. The 1-2 shows it inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The A's and Angels for 3 to start this week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then Thursday, day off. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Toronto Blue Jays at the Big A. He threw the slider and struck him out. But 2 runs score. Sweeney and Suzuki score to make it 4-1 Oakland.
Tonight on the final score.
The official HDTV of Major League Baseball. It's the base hit by Eric Chavez to score 2. Stretch a 2-1 lead to 4-1.
Well, that was game changing, but the error really changed the game, and Juan Rivera's on deck. He's hoping Matthews can get on and he can get him closer.
Gary takes a strike on the outside corner. Matthews 1 for 2 in the ball game. A line single his first time up, grounded out to short his last at bat. Greg Smith has only thrown 66 pitches in starting the 7th inning. The Angels, a lot of first pitch swinging and a lot of pop-ups. They have popped up or flied out 14 times in this game. I mean, you need 18 outs to get through 6 innings, and 14 by pop-ups or flyouts.
Good for Smith so far.
15 have hit the ball in the air. The other one left the yard. And there's a swing and a miss by Gary Matthews Jr. and he'll strike out to start the bottom of the 7th inning.
All right, big breaking ball here. I hadn't thrown a whole lot of these. That's a good little slider, looked like to me. That's more than a cutter. That could have been his curveball. He just dropped his arm angle down a little bit, made it a little flatter. Deceptive pitch.
Here is Juan Rivera, who's popped up twice. You see those power numbers that he had in 2006, and then in December of that year he fractured his left tibia so severely he wasn't able to return to the Angels until July. He broke his leg in December so severely that they had to put a pin and screws into the leg to keep it in place. Fought back with the Angels, came back in August, late July.
You know, I don't care if you're an outfielder or an infielder. If you err to letting a couple runs in, you can't wait to get up to the plate again and try to redeem yourself and also help the pitcher that it hurt, and that was Garland. All right, now see manager Mike Scioscia came over, a little slap on Juan Rivera's arm. That's big. Look, there was no words exchanged, but I'll tell you what, sitting in that dugout and feeling no one feels worse than Juan, when you get tapped by the manager, that makes you feel better.
Juan Rivera pops up left side. 15 fly ball outs recorded by Greg Smith.
And that's the first one to Cuss. Now Jack Cuss, you might remember that early in the series he made a big error on a pop-up like that, but he's learning to catch the ball on the side. He was catching it right in front of his face and he couldn't see it. So now they've just told him, hey, look, just catch the ball to the side.
Two outs for Casey Kochman.
He's aired 3 times, and one of those was that clank here early in that April series.
And I'll tell you, with the pitch efficiency of Greg Smith, he might be able to go 15 innings tonight if the Angels come back and tie this game up. He's only thrown 73 pitches. In the old days, they would send him. Ground ball struck to the second baseman, Mark Ellis. Pitcher throws out Casey. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels in the 7th. All Smith all night long.
Please obey all traffic laws to and from the restaurant. Someday, being on top of your money. Someday, financial simplicity. Someday, no more guessing. Sorry. Today, get smarter online banking tools free with Wells Fargo Checking. Seize your someday. Wells Fargo.
Dude, good news. Found a roommate.
Finally.
Oh, and she offered to pay more than we asked.
She?
Hi, I'm Chrissy. Oh, and I hope you guys don't mind, I invited some friends over.
By scoring just 1 run against Greg Smith. Mark Ellis will lead things off. He has grounded out, struck out, and singled in the game. His ground out drove in the first run of the ball game. A little bit low, and it is a 2-1 count. Told you that the Yankees lost to Texas 2-1, but the big ball game of the night in the American League was Tampa Bay knocking off Boston 5-4. James Shields got the win. It's a breaking ball in there.
It's a good pitch there by Ollie.
And another big matchup was Detroit at Minnesota. The Tigers beat the Twins 5-4, and the Tigers red hot. They've won 18 of their last 22. Ground ball short. Ibar has it. 1 out. Our Express Jet Airlines upcoming schedule. Tomorrow it's going to be Rich Harden against Irvin Santana, and Harden's been dealing of late since coming off the DL, and Santana has been pretty sharp all year long as he is 9-3 this year. And then Wednesday, a pair of left-handers, Dana Evelyn against Joe Saunders. John Garland pitched well. And the runs he gave up in the 7th inning, neither one should have scored, because in the fly ball that Rivera dropped in the outfield, Sweeney would have stayed put at first base, and then Cust hit into a ground ball that could have resulted in a double play.
But then they had their hottest hitter with runners in scoring position come up, and Chavez hitting 500. He's really picked it up since he's gotten in that lineup, especially in that department, knocking in key runs.
He's always been a good pressure player. Hanahan takes it low and in the dirt. Mike Scioscia waiting patiently for the offense to break out. And Mike told us before the ball game, he said if the offense performs the way it has the last 50 games, winning the West will be a real challenge.
I agree with him. But it's not going to stay that way.
Yeah, I can't see that. But you keep on going, Rex. You and I both keep saying as a check swing, and they say he did not go. Wow, I thought they'd ring him up. But a 3-2 count on Jack Hanahan. And Rex, as the offense continues to struggle, you and I are going, today's the day. When they scored the 6 runs in the first inning in Washington, I thought that was the start of them starting to blow teams out, because they had performed so well in Philadelphia, sweeping the Phillies. In the air, left side, Juan Rivera chasing it to the corner. He is there and makes the catch for the 2nd out. Crowd of 42,046 on hand tonight. Close to a sellout for game 1 of this series. But a terrific crowd in this beautiful ballpark. Started out a hot June afternoon. Cooled down tonight. Very comfortable here at the yard. And now Oliver to face Derek Barton. Ball 1. When the Angels bat in the bottom of the 8th inning, they'll have hitters 9, 1, and 2, Mike Napoli, Sean Figgins, and Eric Ibar coming up. Low and away. White Sox beat Cleveland tonight 9-7, so that gives the White Sox a lead on the Tribe of 10.5 games. A lot of people have been talking about if Cleveland falls out of it before July 31st, that the Tribe would trade their very talented left-handed pitcher CC Sabathia.
Well, some teams might take him, and maybe in the National League, the way they saw him hit that 440-foot home run.
And they're 3-2 by Oliver. And Toronto has taken the lead 2-0 on Seattle. Top of the 8th inning, Roy Halladay is pitching in that game. Hams, though, have been playing good baseball. They've won 5 of their last 6. Foul. National League, St. Louis beat the Mets 7-1. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh 4-3. The Marlins over the Nationals 6-5. The Dodgers lost their game 4-1.
He scored a run.
Yeah, and Arizona leading their game with Milwaukee 6-3, bottom of the 8th inning. So if Arizona wins, the Dodgers will fall 3.5 back of the pace, and there's a line single to center field by Derek Barton, who's 2 for 4 tonight.
That was a good hit there. Nice swing. Ball out over the plate and went to the opposite field. See where this ball is? On the outer half, but that's just how you hit that. He leaned into it, Barton did. You see the X-Mo? Fastball in the corner. He leaned out, reached out, and barreled it. Good stroke.
In the gap, right center field, and this is trouble. They will send Derek Barton. And Ryan Sweeney with a big hit to make it 5-1 Oakland in the 8th. So Mike Scioscia will make a pitching change with the right-handed batter Kurt Suzuki coming up. He had Justin Spire warming in the bullpen. And this one getting away from the Angels, and the way they've been scoring runs, a 4-run lead looks like a 6-7-run lead. Angels trail the A's 5-1. As we continue the top of the 8th inning, where Oakland has scored a run and the double by Ryan Sweeney. Now Kurt Suzuki, who's been on 4 times, stepping up against Justin Spire. Justin drops one on the outside corner right at the knees, perfectly located for a strike. He's had a rough time this year, Justin, particularly against left-handed batters. 5.29 ERA, and he's been hurt by the long ball. Hit in the air, right side. Matthews or Hunter, and Gary calls off Torrey, makes the catch. The inning is over. But Oakland scores one more of the Angels to go up 5-1. We'll come back with the bottom of the 8th inning with Napoli, Figgins, and Ibar coming up.
Never told. It's an all-new episode. The tale of the Olympic sailor who made the ultimate sacrifice. Sunday on FSN.
In February 2009, TV stations will broadcast exclusively in digital. Every TV that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just call 888-DTV-2009.
Late June and early July series on July 1st tomorrow. It'll be Rich Harden for the Athletics and Irvin Santana for the Angels, and you can watch it on FSN West beginning at 7 o'clock.
And it's going to be a dandy.
Boy, they're going to be dealing. I mean, they're going to be ripping them in there 95, 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, both guys got power arms. We saw Irvin breach 99 a few times in his last start. He walked a few, though.
So fans, if you're out there and you want to watch some great pitching, come on out to the ballpark tomorrow night. Harden's healthy, Santana's dealing. Game 2 of this American League West showdown. Mike Napoli will lead things off. He's provided the only Angels offense, belting a home run over the left center field wall back in the 5th. The Angels only have 2 other hits, a single by Ibar and a single by Matthews, and that's it. Offense remains on ice. Letter high fastball in there.
Smith, really, he's just mixing in his 4 pitches and throwing low strikes. And the guys are trying to get under it, and they're trying to pull, and they're popping up a lot of balls.
Pop up right side. Derek Barton with the photo well, makes the catch, and another fly out. Hey fans, the brand new Major League Baseball 2K8 Game Lounge is now open in right field pavilion section 237. Stop by and play the new MLB 2K8 game on a 50-inch plasma TV while relaxing in a custom Angels recliner. It's like the game room you wish you always had. Brought to you by Angels Baseball and MLB 2K8. Look at that. Great graphics. So 16 pop-ups or flyouts now from Greg Smith, who's completely tied up the Angels. Sean Figgins 0 for 3, a fly out, a pair of ground outs. Smith deals up high. Greg Smith, he came in pitching very well when you consider the fact that he had a 3.69 earned run average. And he has been spotting his pitches, mainly working the outer half of the strike zone and away and about 3-4 inches off the plate. There's the 4th hit of the day. Sean Figgins with a single back up the middle.
The Angels, they normally hit lefties very well. Like I said, they're 15-4 versus left-handed starters this year, but Smith has really found a way to get him out. But Figgy stayed right on the ball there and hit it right back where it's pitched. That's the biggest hole in the diamond. Good stroke there. Kept his hands in nicely.
One on, one out. Angels trailing by 4. 5 outs to go. Eric Ibar, the batter, he's been on all 3 times with a pair of walks and a single. Angels always, when they draft, they look for athletes. When they sign them, or in the Latin American countries, they go after people like Eric Ibar. Barton over, that one's out of reach. Rex, I was here early, and the Angels were trying out Zach Cohn. He's a 3rd-round pick, their 2nd player they took overall. Fine-looking athlete. Mike Scioscia was out along with Gary Sutherland and Abe Flores, Tony Regans, watching this young player warm up. And I would imagine it takes you back to the days that you got drafted and you would go to Yankee Stadium and try out.
Well, I didn't try out. Actually, I got to shake George Steinbrenner's hand, and they sent me off to A-ball rookie league. I didn't try out. The only team I tried out for was the Blue Jays. They tried me out before the draft because they were thinking about making me one of the top picks in the country.
But I mean, after the draft, would they bring you in just to show you off, meet the media, take a few swings in the batting cage?
No,
really?
The Yankees were on the road at the time I went to New York. Now, they might have had they been in town, but they were on the road. I had to go start playing ball.
So you signed pretty quickly.
Right.
Eric Ibar, left center field, racing over. Jack Cust. All right, check that. The Athletics now have Ryan Sweeney moving from right field to left field.
You can see how efficient he's been, especially in the late innings. How little pitches he's thrown, how few. Man, it's a lot of first ball swinging, a lot of hacking by the halos.
Vlad Guerrero has popped up 3 times. Breaking ball upstairs. And the middle of the order has to do the job, because the middle of the order in the first 2 games of the Dodgers series, Garrett Anderson, Vlad Guerrero, and Torrey Hunter were 3 for 20 with 7 strikeouts. In the middle of the order tonight are 0 for 8, and all 8 outs are pop-ups. And that one's lifted foul, back and out of play.
See, now the emphasis on the poor Angels offense is continuing because they haven't been hitting. Now, we wouldn't be talking about a game like this if they had been scoring 4, 5, 6 runs per game, but it's because they have not been doing anything over the last week or so. It's magnified.
Into right field, Gonzalez racing over, makes the catch, and that is 18 flyouts off the arm of Greg Smith tonight. He has totally controlled the Angels.
Tonight on the Best Damn Sports Show period.
Has the lead over the Angels, and time is running out to vote for your 2008 All-Star selections. You can help send your favorite Angels to the All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at angelsbaseball.com. Log on to angelsbaseball.com and cast your ballot today. Vote exclusively at angelsbaseball.com. Voting ends Wednesday, July 2nd at 8:59 p.m. Pacific time. 8:59, not 9 o'clock.
Hey, it's important. You got to get those votes in. Heck, We hope to see an Angel out there. We'll definitely see some Angel arms.
Rajay Davis up. And Davis came on defensively to play center field in that last inning, moving Gonzalez from center to right, and Sweeney from right to left. And they took Cust out of the game. Davis slips that one foul as Justin Spire begins his second inning of play. He came on to get Kurt Suzuki on a fly out to right. We're in the ninth inning. Oakland has a 5-1 lead. Davis down the line. Figgins long throw. Man, that's a heck of a play by Sean Figgins. What an arm.
Oh, and that's one of the fastest guys, you know, off the bench for Oakland. So showing off that strong arm, man, that's impressive. Sean Figgins has aired one time this year at third base. And man, look at this arm. He really got on his backside and threw a dart. He knew Davis could fly. Watch him plant that right leg. Plants that right leg so he can have some leverage to throw off of it and get that strong an arm. Got him by just a gnat's eyelash.
You know, in the 1970s, the Houston Astros had a guy by the name of Jimmy Wynn. They called him the Toy Cannon. He was about 5 feet 7 inches tall and hit a lot of home runs. Sean Figgins might be our Toy Cannon. He's got an arm on him.
Oh, that's why he's a good third baseman.
Yeah, he really wants to be a good third baseman. He says, no longer my utility guy. I'm a hot corner guy.
That's right, and that would go anywhere they put him.
Ground ball, second base. Kendrick has it. And Eric Chavez is out. Justin appreciates that kind of defense, particularly when you keep the ball down, get some ground balls, struck at your infielders. Angels bats quiet again tonight. 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error, 1 costly error by Juan Rivera. And then the Athletics on 5 runs on 11 hits. John Garland got the start and pitched well and really deserved better. He went into that 7th inning and looked like if Juan Rivera makes the catch in left field, he gets out. But the Angels still trailing by a run.
Oh yeah, it would have been a whole different game. The Angels have played well in games where they've scored, you know, where they've had a 1-run or 2-run lead.
Well, right now they're very flat, although the pitching against them has been very good. And Crosby swings at that pitch. Dodgers tied them up with Chan Ho Park. And then on Saturday night, Chad Billingsley, Derek Lowe yesterday stymied them, although John Lackey outdueled them and won 1-0.
Yeah, so I mean, they'll take their chances in close games. They're 33-16 in games decided by 2 runs or less. That's the best record in the majors.
Pitch wanders outside, 3-2. Is outside, ball 4, and Bobby Crosby walks for the first time. So he is 1 for 4 with a double, now a walk, and Justin will work against the left-handed batter Carlos Gonzalez. The Chicago Cubs leading the San Francisco Giants up north 9-0. Top of the 8th inning. Looks like the Cubs will win that game, and they have the lead in the National League Central. St. Louis, though, playing awfully good baseball, and they beat the Mets tonight 7-1. So the Cubs lead over the Cards still just 2.5 games. Milwaukee lost their game to Arizona, so the Brewers fall 5.5 games back. Let's whistle to right field for a base hit. And Gonzalez on for the 3rd time with his 3rd hit. All 3 have been singles.
So, you know, in Gonzalez, 13 doubles. That's the most, or the 4th most among American League rookies. Despite spending the first 2 months of the season in the minors, that's pretty good. This guy hadn't been here a full season. And I don't think that there's going to be too many rookie hitters that are going to outdo Longoria this year as far as Rookie of the Year.
Houston Street is getting his arm loose. But I have a feeling they're going to go with Greg Smith. He's only thrown 87 pitches through 8 innings. And Bob Guerin had a visit with Greg. In between, it looked like Smith was saying, yeah, I feel great. The way he's been working that outside corner, stay with him.
He hadn't hardly broken a sweat.
Slider swung on and missed by Mark Ellis. There's the line. Just 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, but 18 flyouts. Most of them not well struck. Most of them just pop-ups. A bouncing ball struck towards Howie Kendrick. A quick toss, and he throws it away. That will score a run. An error on Howie Kendrick. Second error of the ball game by the Angels. And this one really getting out of hand.
Yeah, you know, that was going to be a tough play for Howie. Even if he would have fielded it and threw it cleanly, I don't think he would have beat Ellis. This is a tough one here. Look at that ball's way out. Napoli was going to catch it in the dirt. Howie comes charging in hard. Had to rush the throw from down. Koch couldn't get that one. Too quick, too close.
And a lot of the trouble has started with 2 outs against the Angels tonight. Spire was able to get Cust out, Chavez out, but he walked Crosby, and a single by Gonzalez, and now Ellis reaches on the air. And look at the guys in the dugout scattering. Now Jack Hanahan is up. And all of a sudden the A's have opened up a 6-1 lead on the Angels. 6 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. The Angels 1-4-2 in an ugly baseball game. Outside.
Oakland, they are 8-13 against American League West teams.
And the Angels are just the opposite, 13-8. Unless the Angels have an incredible comeback in the bottom half of the 9th inning, Oakland will crawl to within 3.5 of first place with a very young team. There's that split finger pitch that's been missing from Justin's arsenal against left-handed batters. That's his out pitch against lefties.
That's right. The trouble has been he's been trying to get that inner half of the plate, and it's been drifting out over the middle, and they've been hitting it out of the park.
One drifts away, and the Angels watch as Mark Ellis will steal second base. The count is 3-2 to Jack Hanahan. Another lefty's waiting on deck in Derek Barton. Fouled off. Jack Hanahan out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Went to the University of Minnesota. He was chasing a lot of Rob Quinlan's records for the Golden Gophers, but Quinney played 4 years, Hanahan only 3, and so Rob was unreachable. That ball struck very well to deep right field, and back goes Gary Matthews. He is at the wall to pull it down, and the inning is over. But an error results in a run. Coming up for the Angels, Hunter, Kendrick, and Matthews. To you by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. Steve Pizziak, Rex Hudler with you. All Oakland tonight. They lead the Angels 6-1 in game 1 of a 3-game series. And here's Greg Smith trying to go a complete game. He will face Hunter, Kendrick, and Matthews. Hunter 0 for 3, Kendrick 0 for 3, and Matthews 1 for 3. He has had total command of the outside corner with his fastball and changeup. And then Rex, when he started working that breaking ball in the middle innings, he really had the Angels off balance.
Well, he's staying with me. 107 pitches is the most he's thrown in a game this year, so he's well under that. Bob Guerin was talking to him, and you could tell that Smith, he want to stay in here on this one.
Not often you get a chance for a complete game. That's but the way the bullpens are built in this era. He has walked only 2 batters, and both were Eric Ibar in innings 1 and 3. And he strikes him out with a high heater. So Torrey 0 for 4, and he's 0 for his last 11 with 5 strikeouts. That's just 3 strikeouts for Greg.
You know, his only other complete game came against the Angels April 29th. He went 8 innings. Lost 2-0. Just mixing them up, keeping his changeup down. A lot of his pitches have been down and out of the outside, and Angel hitters have been trying to pull it, and they're popping a lot of balls up. You got to give credit to Greg Smith. What an outing.
And he likely will run his record to 5-6 this year. Rich Harden has been fabulous. He'll be throwing tomorrow for the Oakland A's, and the Angels going with their 9-game winner, Irvin Santana. Santana's been one of the top strikeout pitchers in the American League this year. That's tomorrow night at 7. Kendrick takes a strike. It's a 3-1 count. Another strike taken by Howie, and the count is 3-2. Now he popped up in the 2nd, popped up in the 4th, and flied out in the 6th. Foul. And a reminder to our fans, Angels Live is coming up next. How many Angels will be All-Stars? Well, Mark Gubicza will have his picks as which Angels should go, and right now Frankie is a lock. And Joe Saunders and Irvin Santana from the pitching staff are knocking on the door. There's a ground ball struck to short. Crosby throws out Howie. 2 outs. And there's the big right-hander out there with Bill McDonald. They're getting ready for Angels Live. Not much offense tonight for the Angels. Just 1 run on 4 hits. And look who's wearing the jeans with his jacket and shirt. Billy Mack, you are the best. He's amazing.
He's beautiful.
He's one of the really fun people in Southern California. Gary Matthews Jr. swings at the first offering, sends it foul. If not for the Mike Napoli home run, Greg Smith would be going for his first career shutout. He has a complete game in a 2-0 loss to the Angels on April 29th. It was probably that John Lackey game where Lackey is always dealt on Oakland. This year he's dealing on everybody. Well, this is the way it really should end, on a pop-up. And the right fielder takes care of Matthews and the Angels as Greg Smith gets 19 pop-ups or flyouts in tonight's ball game and throws a complete game against the Angels.
Wow. Well, now, and his only other complete game was in 8 innings here at Angel Stadium. He lost 2-0, so he comes back here again and is successful and deserves a lot of credit. That's one heck of a pitched ball game. Took advantage of some anxious Angel hitters and got his club to now 3.5 closer.
And the Angels with a lot of first pitch swinging early in the game, Rex.
Yeah, that's when you don't want early to swing and pop up and make early outs. So you want to milk his pitches, see what kind of pitches he's got going. Angels will have to go back to the drawing board tomorrow against a real tough, hard throwing right-hander.
John Garland deserved better, gave up 4 runs, only 2 earned in 6+ innings, and he takes the loss. He's 7-5. Greg Smith takes the win. He is 5-6. The Oakland Athletics win game 1 of this series 6-1, 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. And for the Angels, 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And Angels Live starts right now. Let's go on the field with Patrick O'Neill.
All right, Fizz, thanks very much. I'm sure a lot of you guys in Southern California know who this is. Kurt Suzuki, a member of that Fullerton team that won the championship in '04. He had the big hit against Texas. But let's talk about this game and this rookie pitcher, Greg Smith. Can I give you some credit credit for his effort tonight. 19 fly balls or pop-ups in this game. He was tremendous.
He deserves all the credit. I mean, he pitched awesome tonight. He commanded both sides of the plate. Really didn't leave anything over the middle of the plate. Changed his speeds well, threw everything for strikes, and that's all you can ask for a pitcher. And he did a great job, and like I said, he deserves all the credit.
Now, I know runs were hard for you guys to find the past couple of games in San Francisco. Tonight, the bats worked. You in particular, single, double. You got hit by a pitch. You also had that fly ball that was misplayed in the outfield by Rivera. You'll take it any way you could get it, but just talk about getting the offense back.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, we obviously struggled over the past 2 games against San Francisco, and it happens in baseball when you run into some tough pitching, and we did run into some tough pitching again tonight with Garland and the Angels. No amount of runs is ever enough to when you're playing against the Angels. So, we're just happy to get this W, and we're looking forward to tomorrow.
I'm sure this must be fun for you, having played some college ball and right down the road. But just talk about the rivalry with the Angels now, only 3.5 games back, and what type of race you think this is going to be with the second half coming up?
It's fun. I mean, it's still early in the year. And the funny thing was I grew up cheering for these guys when I was in college. That was it was a pretty fun time, but like I said, it's gonna be fun. It's still early in the year. We got a lot of games to play, and we're just looking to come out every day, and it's a new day every day, so we just go from there.
Lastly, what type of identity do the A's have? I know this is it's a young team, but do you think that you guys have what it takes to to compete in this division and make some noise down the stretch?
Absolutely. We don't have any limitations on what we can do. Like I said earlier today, like I said just now, we come to the park every day. Every day is a new day. We come and play hard and play to win, and we'll let the baseball take care of itself.
Good job tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, Kurt Suzuki, who caught Greg Smith, went the distance. Great job by the A's. Got a couple more games in this series. The A's 24 come from behind victories. That's time for the best in Major League Baseball. They did not have to come back tonight. They got the victory pretty handily. Let's get it going with the Angels live. Let's go out to the rock pile and join Billy Mack and Mark Gubiza. Fellas.
Patrick, same old song and dance for the Angels, unfortunately, over the last 4 games.